Hi everyone. Well, I don't know if I've ever done a nighttime video. It has been a rock'em sock'em day, let me tell you that. Let's see the weather today. It was so beautiful. The people I've been preaching grand solar minimum to, they think I'm pretty wacky right about now, let me tell you. I mean, winter's coming, I think. I can see that polar vortex, but it hasn't gotten here. And tomorrow it's supposed to be gorgeous. I cut some more grasses down in the back. I mean, it really was like spring today. So, God, it would be so wonderful. We have winter. Oh my. All right, so much going on. A lot of, it was like, it was as soon as it became the new year, I became crystal clear about what I wanted to do with my yard. You know how it's been. I've been, should I do this greenhouse? Should I do this? Should I do that? I mean, it's really been a lot of decision making. And then, I've had some downtime to think and to look at the space and what have you. And so I made decisions. Okay, well, let's start with I made a call. This guy, he's a carpenter, handyman. He works around here in the neighborhood, and he's going to help me really do what I preached as far as prep, so that we're ready for any kind of flooding that may happen. So, putting a sub pump in, there's even meters that you can set up. I went through all this with you guys, 20 different things you can do, 20 tips that you can act on that will prevent flooding. And so we're sealing around the base of the house outside. You can see where it's cracked at the driveway, where it butts up to the house. We're going to go ahead and recaulk that. The weather's going to be nice the next few days. It's a great time to do that. We've got a couple of shingles up on the roof that we want to fix, and he's going to make sure that there's nothing coming in around the chimney. We're getting a side door on the garage that needs to be replaced. I have a privacy fence, the gate, which is really wonky. It was never done properly. He's fixing that. We had a guy come in and just really do some roto-rootering on the drains downstairs, but we're going to be doing some other things too to really make whatever we can do to prevent flooding. We're going to do. Again, we don't have much of a problem with flooding, but if this area is going to mimic the rest of the world at some point, flooding will be an issue. And just several years ago, I don't know if you remember the flood that we had here. It was really something else. I think it was 5 years ago. When it comes to weather, it's something I'm not going to be able to count on. I can't count on the seasons the way that I remember the seasons. Getting these cold snaps out of somewhere. And if I'm going to count on what I'm growing as my food, if that's something that's really going to be a part of my life, how am I going to do that? And so we're all looking at that. And some of you are all set up, and you've been set up for a long time. And as you know, I was on an island. I was already set up over there. I had my greenhouse. I had a produce stand. I mean, I was, around the water. I could fish. You could hunt. There were deer. I mean, everything was there. But we just couldn't live there anymore. I mean, for many, many reasons, and I'm really glad we moved here. I got to tell you, I didn't trust the people on that island. They knew that we had what we had. You don't keep secrets from people when you live on an island, and I just never felt safe. I always felt that if everyone fell on hard times, that we would really have to protect ourselves from some pretty gnarly people, because these people were hunters. A lot of people were pretty hardcore. They're pretty hardcore. So, okay. So moving on, it feels really good to, come up with these solutions and start moving forward. So I haven't really been able to count on anybody that it does construction or building, and they can't get them to call me back or give me a date or what have you. So I did some research, and we actually have a company not far from here, right outside of Ann Arbor. It's about an hour and a half away, who builds greenhouses, and they do it for homes and for businesses and for farms and agriculture, so what have you. So they, it's kind of across the board. They do all kinds of greenhouses. They do with glass, they do with that corrugated, plastic, whatever that stuff is called, and then so they do all kinds. And so I'm going to give them a call. And if somebody's going to build a greenhouse for us, they can tailor make it for our space. So behind the garage, we have an unusual space. It's probably 4 feet by 12 feet. I can't find a greenhouse. Remember, I was going to string 3 greenhouses together. Well, why not just have them come in with good materials and put a greenhouse behind the garage? So that right there will give me a lot of growing space. Not only that, but it frees up all the stuff I have back there, all those huge barrels and troughs, and bring them out front on my driveway, which is, in front of which is going to be sort of a greenhouse, my garage, and put all that stuff there, which is giving me added growing space, right? Okay, good. So that stuff I would be growing outdoors, okay? Now, all my beds, how I have my plastic hoops over my beds, right? Why not just put a greenhouse they build over that entire area? So I still have my area that's open with all my tropical plants where I feed the birds. All of that is open, my deck, right? But where the raised beds are, that is covered with a greenhouse. I have a pond in there, so I have a little ecosystem within that greenhouse. That could be darn cool. And the entrance to it, if you remember, I have a pathway that goes from the side of the garage where I have all my herbs growing in those pots, and then I have the raised beds. But there's a nice aisle that's all pea gravel. So that's where the entrance could be into the greenhouse. So I have a greenhouse behind my garage, and I have a greenhouse over my raised beds, right? But I have an open area around my deck that's all tropical. I already have pots and everything that would be in front of the side of the greenhouse. I'll have plants growing along the fence. There'll be a space between the greenhouse and the fence. So why not do that, right? Instead of putting it in the front of the garage and trying to attach it to the garage. I mean, all of that is just feeling like it's impossible. I'm setting it on cement. It wasn't going to work. We just couldn't. I mean, we would think that, yeah, we could do this. And then when we think about actually doing it, it just didn't feel like it was going to work. So that is what I'm going to do. So, so we're really moving forward, being really proactive. I'm feeling really great about it. Now, let's get to the seeds from Italy. I don't know, Baker Creek. You got some serious competition here. Hold on. Look at this packaging and how many seeds you get. Are you ready for this? I can hang it. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this packaging. I might have to save the pictures. And it's sealed so beautifully. So, and the instructions on the back. Wow. Different languages, how to water it, how to plant it. Look at that. Alice, nice score letting me know about these, and thank you. Isn't this great? So what did I order? I'm ordering more. But you know what? I have a seed addiction. I do. It's an addiction. It's horrible. Just horrible. All right, but I'm going to have so many extra places to grow. All right, so I got this Dragoncello, which is a tarragon. Isn't that cool? And then I got a type of basil, mysticanza. Beautiful. And then another basilio, classic basilio basil. All right. Ah, man, did I grow a lot of basil. Woo! Remember, you only need a couple, and then you just keep repotting, right? You cut, water, seed, takes 2-3 days into another pot. All right. Coriander. And remember, since 1783, some of these heirloom seeds are old. Dente di leone. Isn't that dandelion? It's dandelion, right? Yeah, dandelion. Okay, I drink mass dandelion tea. Basilio napolitano. Different kind of basil. All right, I'll have to grow that in my greenhouse if we get the cold temperatures. But check this out. This dill, how beautiful is this dill? Anito. Isn't that gorgeous? And then Sedano di Monte. See, I can speak Italian. Lovage. I grew lovage on the island. Oh, what a beautiful plant. Lovage. It got so tall. And it gets these stalks, and you can use them as straws. It kind of tastes like celery. All right, and oregano perenne commune. I know there's somebody there that speaks Italian. I think I'm just slaughtering this. Perennial marjoram. Gorgeous. Parsnips. You know what? Love the parsnips I got from Baker Creek. So I'm going to compare these parsnips to Baker Creek's parsnips. So I'm going to order Baker Creek's too. I'm going to order Baker Creek seeds this weekend. Okay. And then we've got here, gotta help if I had light. This is a peppermint. It's called Menta Peperita. For tea. Stevia. And then Santorigia. And this is, savory. That's a spice I really want to play with. All right. That's it. And then I got those peas from My Patriot Supply. Also, My Patriot Supply, I'm now an affiliate. Because I do send you there sometimes. You know, and I tell you, I really don't like their fear-mongering, but they have great sales. So, you guys, if you're going to order that coffee or anything from My Patriot Supply, just look at the link below. So, I have all that. You know, and I always have a link to Bob Gruska's C60. So, you can always find his C60 down below. And is there anything else? And then all my contact information. I haven't added my Instagram information, but I've got my Twitter on there and everything else, okay? All right, then. I was going to do a video on something completely different than what I did tonight, but I'll do it tomorrow, and it's about how to stay healthy in cold weather. All right? Okay, everybody. Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow. Okay? All right. Have a good one. All right. Bye. Sending you a ton of love. Bye.